river running through the town called the River Deal. And my friends and I used to go fishing from about April to September. So I was brought up in a town, small town,
1,000 people living in it, in County Limerick, called Rathkeal. And
it's what's known as a one-street town. Unlike a lot of countries, and certainly unlike the United Kingdom, Ireland was very monocultural. The other thing is we're pretty much all Catholic. Ever since I remember, every Sunday was the day we got up early. Every Sunday of my childhood, we went to 8:30 Mass. I went to a school initially that was run by Catholic nuns, and then I went to a Christian Brothers school until I was 16. I mean, the thing that I got from Catholic school was this belief. You know, I definitely was brought up with a fear of God. Part of the story that we were told was that each person had a guardian angel who was keeping an eye on me, which most of the time was a nice kind of warm feeling. I was born in 1966, and the period referred to as the Troubles began in 1969. Pretty much all of my childhood, I never remembered the time when there weren't stories in the news of bombings and deaths to do with the IRA, and then retribution from Protestant paramilitary organizations, and on occasion the British Army. Pretty much everybody in the Republic supported the idea of a united Ireland. Now,
they did not necessarily support the violence that was committed by the IRA.
And in fact, most people I knew, including my family, really thought the violence was a terrible thing. But it was certainly
an important element of our life.
I knew that a lot of people sympathized, at least with their objectives, if not their. So I spent 4 years doing my
exams in Limerick.
Finished by the time I was 21 as a qualified accountant, and then the question for me was what to do. I looked at other people. Some of them got jobs locally, but they were never really
good jobs.
And most people
emigrated.
And most of the people that emigrated to the UK. A friend of mine said, "Why don't you come? You can stay with me." And that's what I did. I left Ireland on St. Patrick's Day in 1988. I didn't have a job, but I found a place to rent, and I've lived in London since. I didn't often think about going back to Ireland, and in the early years I did get quite homesick. In a town like Rathkeal, you know everybody. In a town like Limerick, you know lots of people. In a town like London, you know nobody. So yeah, that was quite difficult. I did feel quite homesick, and I grew up close to an extended family. I regularly stayed with my grandmother who lived in Limerick, and that was just something I took for granted. And looking back on it, I think it was it was quite comforting. I look back now and just think that was a brave thing to do. I kind of didn't see it as brave at the time. I just didn't think about those things. I didn't have much money, but I didn't have any fear. I just thought it would be fine, and I think youth gives you that.
But at 21 and 22, it just
seems like, yeah, that'll be fine.